Namaste, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you are joining us. Welcome to UBI Open Mic. Today, I have with me five illuminaries Raita, Suyog, Deepti, Shweta, and Asha, and me, Juhi, welcoming you all to the 252nd episode of UBI Open Mic. But before that, I would just want to tell you about this amazing group because we have absolutely different backgrounds, views, or geopolitical borders. But yes, we are united and connected by ink that flows. United by ink proudly completed 8 glorious years on 2nd February 2026. The journey began on 2nd February 2018, founded by Mrs. Sapna Shivani Kekre, with her dedication, vision, and continuous support from the community, UB has grown into a strong family of artists and creators, as you can see. So whether you're performing for the first time or you're a seasoned artist that set stage to fire, UBI is the right place for you. One of our proudest milestones includes a world record breaking open mic marathon that had 213 artists, 213 artists coming from 8 different countries, performing for over 11 hours across multiple languages and categories. It created a history in the Golden Book of World Records. So, UBI is more than just an open mic, it is a platform that nurtures creativity through performance. Programs like UBI LLP, then UBI Anthologies, UBI Fest, Hindi Utsav, book promotions, featured programs, and various activities provided opportunity in writing, publishing, and expression. A lot of workshops, a lot of learning that happens, and obviously the community bond. So cheer harder and support every performer today here with love and positivity. So, as I said, it's not an event, it is a celebration of emotions, courage, and creativity. Now, I invite upon our first performer of the day, Rita, as I call her, Raita, as we know her. So, Rita Bhattacharya ji is a fiction writer and a poet who writes across multiple genre, themes, and formats. She has been writing since a young age but took to professional writing after a corporate career as a soft skills trainer and HR professor. Her novel, Ageless Feud City of Kali, has garnered a lot of love and positive reviews from readers. I have the copy, Rita, and I would request her to come on stage and speak about, today I would want her to narrate one of the poems. Uh, like it has the coziness, it has the gas lamp, it has the mysteries. So it is called Cozy Gas Lamp Mysteries. And one more poem of her choice. Over to you, Rita.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for the wonderful welcome. So, Cozy Gaslamp Mysteries is a subgenre of mystery stories, and it's one of my favorite genres. So, it's a tribute to that genre. Wheat, clatter, whir, brr, beep. No, not the sounds of weapons clashing in war, rather, the sounds of mundanity defining the battles of the daily grind. Cookers putting pressure on the soul, utensils clamoring for cleanliness, food processors grinding down joy, refrigerators freezing dreams, ovens cooking up conspiracies of dullness. In the midst of the agony of survival, a buttery baritone whispers in my ear, there is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact. Or a crisp feminine voice enunciates, one woman couldn't change the world, she could just make small parts of it better. And my mind flies with the precision of a falcon, away, away, far away from the soul sucking realities. I walk along cobbled streets, trudge through foggy lanes. I delve in countryside hedges, explore menacing brownstones. I ride hansoms and broughams, dog carts and hackneys. I travel on the Orient Express, sail on the Mary Celeste. I chase train robbers, sniff out master criminals. I attend masquerade balls, enjoy afternoon tea parties. I investigate aristocrats, arrest mining moguls. I break up criminal gangs, reveal secret societies. I unravel riddles, crack codes, solve puzzles. I stalk in disguise and villains hiding in plain sight. I hobnob with the haves, revel with the have nots, all in search of that one elusive clue. But even the best of things must end sometime. Whoa, I must leave the halcyon gaslit world full of secret scandals, intriguing investigators, clumsy coppers, and marauding murderers. Until next time, my haven, my solace, I sigh, as the ennui of mindless routine drags me back to clang, screech, whoosh, splat.
That was such a gaslit start, and I would request her to come up with her next one, and before I can
Uh,
process the
yeah,
first one as of now.
sure. So the next one is called Ode to a Cyclone. So this is for me what constitutes nature poetry, unfortunately. Uh,
So
and it's written in the traditional rhyme and rhythm structure of an ode. Um, Ode to a cyclone. O cyclone, O lord of storms, O tempest, such terror you provoke with every howl, such despair, such madness, such unrest, when you rage like a carnivore on the prowl. Oh, how you growl and whirl among the breakers, swaying them drunken, brash, and thick. In jest you twist tree trunks, break boughs, raise swaths of grain, turn fields into craters. You toss roofs, walls, hearts like a clown's trick, and stamp them into dust like shattered vows. O Aeolus, what provokes your rage? What fatal flaw? What egregious error? What makes you parade on humanity's stage with your ruthless, relentless reign of terror? What compels your frenzy of destruction? You crush eons of fortitude with one gust. Pitiless tyrant, you decimate lives in play, while at your center lies deceptive inaction. Your strong maelstrom arms grind to dust human hopes like piddling toys of clay. That's it.
I mean, what do I say, Rita? You had brought a very different picture of nature and call it nature poetry, and it is an ode. So enjoyable one, a thinkable one, because you have, like cut the layers, made a salad out of it, and I'm loving it. Any context of this poetry when you wrote them? Because I know Ageless of Kali is your book, and the
Yeah,
power in both the
it doesn't
poetry
have
was there.
anything to do with that. It's literally to do with the cyclones. Every year, I mean, this year, of course, unfortunately, the monsoons are late, but every year we have these devastating cyclones on the east coast, Odisha, coast of Bengal, sometimes other places on the east coast, and it's so heartbreaking to see the destruction. So it is in part inspired by that. So it's literally about a cyclone. It's not even metaphorical. It's a literal cyclone that I'm talking about here.
Awesome, awesome, and you did a prolific job at it.
Thank
We could
you.
see the cyclone, we could travel with it. So now bringing on next one, little calmer, and and a poet and a technical writer. Moving on to Suyog Ketkar, hailing from Ahmedabad. He's a certified award winning technical writer. In his work time, he passionately transforms complex technical information into intuitive, effortless, and accomplishing messages. In his non-work time, he's a published author, published his first non-fiction reference, Right Stride in 2017, then first novel in 2021, and on for the last 10 years, over 100 poems. Believe me, guys, it's the cleanest blog I have ever seen. Well organized, and it is across different poetry anthologies. His articles have appeared in national and international magazines, across STC, TWT, PMI, CIDM newsletters. When he's away from writing, he's collecting and advocating the use of fountain pens. So, yes, Suyog, I have been missing to share a stage with you, and here's the time. Thank you to the UBI group for letting us perform together once in a decade. And happy to have you, as I said. But yes,
Likewise.
as the title of his first poetry, which I would want him to perform today, insufficient without you. I have been insufficient without you. And then next one, I'd be letting you take over. Thank you so much.
Awesome. That is a wonderful introduction, Juhi. Um, Let me take it away. So, like Juhi said, the first poem is Insufficient Without You. It's an ode to this music called writing. It's also an ode to the Almighty, without whom we probably wouldn't be. Here's the poem. Every ounce of blood is colored in the shades of you. What does it mean besides words are but few. Every drop of tears waters down my cheek, nourishing, drenching me with you, yet again with your thoughts oblique. Every pore of the skin reacts to your whiff. Do I love you so much that I hate you? Such happens to be the tiff. Every word of prayer wishes you joy and bliss. Not once have not been with me. With you, there's nothing amiss. Every bit of everything summons for you and for me to think we've met before. For I pen down my story is with love. That ain't ink.
Amazing, amazing. And what happens next to you? So this belief, this strength which comes, this is drawn from somewhere inside us, and where the world is, standing upon. So I would request you to bring on the next poetry, which is called "We Together" and dedicated to all of us, because we are together today at UBI. Over to you, Suyog.
Well, hopefully it would sum it up like that, including us, of course, and the ones that I've loved so far, the ones who've journeyed alongside me. Way longer than I recall, we've authored together this lore. Yet each page we turn, I feel we've never read before. Sojourned with you 1,000 times and walked onto the forgotten terrains. I awe at every milestone, for I explore them with you yet again. Obsessed with confluence, curious about the paths to pursue. My river of emotion is thirsty for our rendezvous. Akin to a candle's wick, you and I purge through the night, burn and wane, much like that glittering molten wax. The eye of us perishes, just us remain. Us, that is, yes, the one that began with I once, does tread toward a we. It's not two anymore. This us is but one we. You and I is no longer we, then it's just me. It's just me.
I mean, I loved the rhyme, the rhythm, and everything, and everybody's cheering you, Suyog. So I would request more such appearances, and let be
Glad that I could make
together.
it. Thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah,
inviting me.
awesome, awesome. So yes, I mean, coming from a technical writing space, because that is your profession as well, and then giving time to fiction and poetry, and it's a long plethora and big plate for you. So I would now request someone who has you know been one of the top podcasters in the mental health area, Deepti Kolte. She's a poet and an author of 3 books. Her poetry book, The Light at the Edges, has received Sahitya Sparsha Award 2024. Her writings are featured in noted anthologies and journals. She's an emotional intelligence coach and facilitator, a long-time mental health advocate, as I said, and a marketing professional. So, like Mental Health Musings, her podcast is reported as top 10 mental health podcasters in India. Welcoming Deepti with all love and warmth here at UBI Open Mic. And what if somebody writes a letter to the rain? Let's hear from Deepti.
Thank you. Thank you for such a warm welcome, Julie. I'm so happy to be here. And this is one of my favorite poems because it's about rain. It's called A Letter to the Rain. Dearest rain, sad and somber, I sat by the window wind, watched you drizzle drops like the beads in the string. They made a song. The rhythms started building as they mickled from the roofs onto the grills and the railings. I let you on my face, caressing it wet, washing away the worries, warming up the cold sweat. Spread my arms and caught you in my embrace for a moment's elegance and a little dance of grace. You do go wild at times, and I wait for you to stop then. But I also wait eagerly for your light mizzle again, marveling at the scenes after you took a break, clenched from the shower as if ruffled up and all awake. I believe we all have angels. As I looked out at this new, and I think you are mine. You got me, and I got you. There was it.
Such a beautiful one. So it started with food processing churning the joy. It went on to Almighty. Now there's a letter to the rain. So Deepti, beautiful one. And yes, we want rains too soon. A lot of weight has already been done. I
Yeah.
would request you to say something when you walk alone. Let's hear from you when if you are walking alone, what will happen?
Yeah. I've got something written on that. So it's called Walk Alone If You Got to. I started walking alone. Alone and inert wasn't an option. Options to discover near and far. How far could I go? And as I did, I found paths so different, reaching the same place. A place, a destination, a corner busy with little things. A tea stall under a tall tree, a tree bursting with trumpets of blossoms that had left a soft trail, the trail that led me there. Hot tea and its rustic flavor that opened up the cat mind toggling from stuck to unstuck to keep walking. And I left again to keep walking for the same place on a different trail. A trail to the known, to the unknown. Unknown showed me how far. I noticed some are rough with stones carpeted with flowers, and the lonely blurring to a smooth tar, busy hustle on nothing but just the tar. Fellow lone walkers on their ways separate some and crossing few pause, smile, and move on. Moving on to keep walking, alone or not. The only way to reach your place.
Awesome. Awesome. I mean, it would be unfair of me to comment on this now because it's such a deep one, and I'll read a long phone call to talk to you about
Yeah.
this because there's a lot of difference between being alone and being lonely, and very few people understand it, and that conscience is there. But then now we move on to somebody who has this social warmth and brings every element that I'm not. I call her Miss Dependable because I've done a fair work of fest with her, Shweta Bhide, to this forum. She's an ex-software engineer turned into homemaker. She hails from India, currently in Ujjain. She has been exploring the world of poetry from past few years, and because she had somebody in the family with a transferable railway job, she considers herself from nowhere and everywhere. Her initial works were also part of few LWG anthologies like Kache Dhage and global anthologies Wheel Song Poetry 6. With also an international anthology, Hyper Poem, she has also become a part of Guinness Book of World Records. She hopes to pour her heart into the words she writes. So, Shweta, I would want to hear, because coming from you, a softer person, this title, let me give you a challenge to speak about something called as an questionable mind, the questionable mind.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this beautiful introduction, Juhi. So, not to keep everyone waiting, my first poem is The Questionable Mind. I wrote this when someone asked me, why do I write? And I simply just answered, because I have things that I can't say, so I do the next best thing, that is, I write. So, here it goes. People whom I have known think of reasons unknown. People whom I have known think of reasons unknown. trying to wander in my mind, looking for answers in rewind. Trying to wander in my mind, looking for answers in rewind. They ask, why do I write? They ask, why do I write? I lie to not give them fright. How do I tell? How do I tell that brain is full of questions while minding all my gestions? How do I explain? How do I explain? I write because of my fears, just to block it from turning the gears. The melancholia questions my existence. The melancholia questions my existence. For mind plays games rejecting my resistance. For mind plays games rejecting my resistance. And so I write. I write night and day. It helps keep the dreary darkness at bay. It helps keep the dreary darkness at bay. Now, when all such thoughts are out, now, when all such thoughts are out, mind becomes blissful without a doubt. Until it scouts for things unknown, the questionable mind needs to condone. The questionable mind needs to condone. Thank you very much. So this is my first poem.
So, and yes, you did well because coming from a softer personality
Yeah.
like you, who always has an answer and is solution oriented. So I would want again, Shweta, there was one poetry that you wrote, "Turn
Yeah.
the Sky Black."
Yeah.
Can we hear it from you today? Because
Sure,
that's
sure.
very like I won't call it obscure, but it is very different title, and I'm eager to
Yes.
hear it. Turn
Yeah.
the Sky Black.
Okay. So right now I feel that there is so much darkness around us. So everywhere we look, there are deaths, be it through war or earthquakes or floods or bombings, whatever it is. There is only death that I see. So I literally felt like this, that let it just all end. At least we can start new when that happens. So that is when I wrote this poem, Turn the Sky Black. So here it goes. In the quiet of night, where the dreams take flight, I wander through thoughts, both dark and light. With words I seek to touch the unseen and paint the world where I'll be and I have been. Let there be tsunamis, let there be quakes, let there be storms, and let there be shakes. Let there be tsunamis, let there be quakes, let there be storms, and let there be shakes. Turn the skies black, paint the earths red. As we are the damned, we are the doomed. Let the slate clean, new life free of rain. Let the slate clean, new life free of rain. New hope on sere land, savvying in the bliss of existence. Savvying in the bliss of existence. Thank you so much.
Again, a deeper one than I
you.
expected because it's very easy to rant about something and
Yeah.
vent out, but with rhyming kept aligned and still speaking the whole heart with authenticity. Thanks, Shweta, for this poem. I suggest many people who are hearing us and who would hear us later should particularly focus on this poetry because it is the need of the hour. And another need of the hour is hope, loosely translated as Asha in Hindi. So let's welcome our next poet, Asha, because this is what we require today. And Asha Singh God, as I say, is a writer, translator, and editor. Along with that, when I say painting is poetry and poetry is painting, she is good amalgamation of both. She is an excellent artist. Her works include the poetry collection Surkh Lal Barf. It's a novella, The Sign, and 15 Months and 7 Stories, which was nominated for Times of India Author Awards. She has translated numerous articles, stories, comic books, novels. She has been part of several poetry and short story anthologies. She's also certified dream analyst and art therapist. In fact, her art is a therapy for sure. And a lot of long list of awards that include award by Yukito Publishers, Shabda Chitra Award, and Vishwa Maitri Manch as well. So, welcoming Asha, the true artist, on board with her poetry on a place which is too close to any Indian or any Hindu that follows Ram, Lepakshi. So over to you, Asha. We can hear you, Asha, if you could unmute yourself.
And thank you so much for that, extraordinary introduction. You did not spare me for anything. And thank you so much for inviting me to UBI. It was, I'm here for the first time and I'm just enjoying myself. As you mentioned, Lepakshi, it is definitely, we all are proud of such temples, such architecture in the old India. And when I went to this temple for the first time, I was speechless. So this poem is an ode to Lepakshi. Walking up the steps, still wet with the fresh showers, the little girl inside me struggled to stay calm and contain her excitement, tried to stay sane as per the social norms, holding tight to her inner storms. But finally, she gave in. She danced and twirled, ignoring the world between the pillars through the corridors of the mesmerizing ancient temple, feeling the spirits of the past, twirling with her and whispering little secrets in her ears. Of the grandeur they witnessed and the egos that clashed. Of the grandeur they witnessed and the egos that clashed, the stories of gods and goddesses, the tales of curses and prophecies. There I was, dancing to their stories, to the whispers of the untold glories, ignoring my self imposed inhibitions. I felt free. There were no restrictions. Was that freedom or the magic of the ancient kingdom? When Lord Ram said, Lepakshi, rise, O bird, the same energy would have touched the wounded Jatayu, the blessed land where Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati were meant to marry. Instead, it witnessed an epic disapproval and a father's fury, a king's anger, and an incomplete architecture. It may just be a folklore, or perhaps it is history. Nothing can shadow its mysterious beauty. So, this is my first poem.
Amazing. I mean, I had goosebumps because again, closer to this place, and Shweta has been cheering because that's her favorite genre. Like because she's a voracious reader, and people who want to sell their mythology books or want to share their history books, please give it to Shweta. She's the great reviewer, and she'll do that justice. And she's cheering with your poem, Asha, and that was, I think, it shifted our paradigm today, though it was an ode, but again to the architecture, to the folklore, to our association, our history, our pride, and a lot of stories that have been spoon fed to us along the years. So I would now request you to bring out the music lover in you, because you hold it onto your heart very closely. But let's hear the poem Music from My Past.
Thank you so much, Juhi. And of course, Shweta, I will talk to you later. Whenever I recite this poem, I get goosebumps because that was the feeling, everything that I experienced there in Lepakshi. So, my second poem, The Music from My Past, a music with a different tune. The music from my past haunts me round the clock, every second of every minute. From the rise of dawn to the approaching morn, it knocks constantly at my doors. Knock, 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 while I try to keep up with my chores. It's the music of freedom. It sounds like waterfalls. It feels like the touch of a breeze coming from the seashores, the splash of waves on the rocks, and the pitter patter of the raindrops. It is magical hymn I long for at the end of every day. After cooking, cleaning, and dusting, if I have any more life remaining, I can cater to the hymn just before I surrender again and dance to my others' tunes. If not, then the hymn will have to wait again and again till I finally listen to it intently and reclaim my life eventually and dance to the music of my past once again, uninhibited, uncontrolled, just like the liberated spirit of the music from my past.
Amazing, amazing one, Asha. Again, like I've been reading you, so but those who are hearing you for the first time, this every shade she has painted. In fact, I have seen her live painting in one of the events when we were together at NCPA Mumbai, and when we were reciting poetry, she was painting on a blank canvas as she was told to, and she completed it with a fascinating speed and artistic bent. So many in one personality. That was Asha Gaur and her music from my past. I'll have to, check my playlist now. Jokes apart, Asha. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Juhi. And now it's time for our beautiful and lovely host to recite her poems. Juhi Gupte is an Indian poet and entrepreneur who founded a talent consulting firm blending creative insight with strategy. She writes in English, Hindi, and Marathi, and beautifully, exploring identity, tradition, and karmic nuance. Her collection, Amaltas Ka Aanchal, earned international appreciation at virtual fairs in Spain, Peru, and Guatemala, with with work in 23 plus anthologies, and she has edited a few of them and journals. She edits and translates books. She founded Pune Book Lovers and Padhne Likhne Wale clubs, serves as a poetry jury member, and is an award-winning poet. Her Instagram ID is Padhne Likhne Wale. So if you don't know her, please go to her account and check out what is she doing. Juhi, you are welcome to recite
Thank
your
you so
poems
much.
to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a friend introducing me with lot of list of achievements. But yes, I'm all because of you all. And thanks for sparing time today on a Sunday afternoon to make it better for me, rather having a siesta. So, as you all said, one common thing, we need more love. And that is the need of the hour. Shweta also focused on one of such poems. Deepti also spoke about rains. So I had chosen one poetry for today, and which is aligned with the spirit of UBI group as well, which is a spoonful of love. Coming on to the poetry, a spoonful of love is all our crossroads need. A smile, a tear, a loaf of bread, with no frantic race to lead, no rigid isms, no ideology, no tribe, no group, no party. A word, a poem, or a song, just kindness in its entirety. Bee and some butterflies. Get us bee and some butterflies, a tree, a bush, a flower. Clap, dance, and applause. Claps, dance, and applause. Care in every gesture. A glass of water. A glass of water may be pure, not purified. One planet, one home is one, and with one, no one left vilified. One planet, one home, with no one left vilified, a fresh and a wandering breeze. A fresh and wandering breeze, and mountains standing tall, windows opening to hearts, with trust higher than any wall. Just a spoonful of love, passed gently from one to other, can fill deepest crevices, bringing the world back into order, bringing the world back into order. So this was my poem.
That was
And
beautiful, Juhi. And I remember you have mentioned that this poem was inspired by the recent movie, Main Wapas Aunga.
yeah,
Yeah. And I'm just waiting to watch the movie. I've been,
please do.
yeah, reading your poetry, and you always have something very new when you introduce a
Yeah.
topic. So, with that, I welcome you to recite your second poem.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. So just give me a second, Asha. So So after Spoonful of Love, I mean, that music, like, movie stuck with me for a longer time than any movie could, because I'm not a movie buff and I don't watch every movie, not every series. But this was something which stayed with me. Okay. And Spoonful of Love, because, Nasruddin Shah was there, so I was expecting some good work and round of applause coming from everywhere. But then every person, every damn person did a very good job here. So I would just recite my next poetry, which is about a dream. It's called I Hear. So as weird dreams were in this movie of Nasruddin Shah with his amnesia and dealing with all the mix up of cricket and partition and his talks or his obscurity, my poem is also obscure, so please bear with that. As I say, I create a scene of knitted broken knots of have and have nots. Circumvents an old house, a snake faced mouse. Grabs time and drag. Pixels without name tag. Flow red zigzag on curtains. I run fingers on uncertains. All nice, all crook. I then fly over a brook. See clowns of clarity juggling balls of wisdom. I see clowns of clarity juggling balls of wisdom. World slits under the pillow. Vanishes in the light. Veracity explodes. When I hear one say, when hear my mom say, good morning.
That
So
was beautiful, Juvi. And as a dream analyst, your poem can be a nightmare for me, but it was beautifully mentioned. Dreams are almost on always. They
yes,
don't
yes,
make
I,
any
I
sense unless you
I'll
sit
surely take
and
an appointment to analyze this one.
it
So,
was
so with
amazing.
this, we come to an end. I would call it a small pause, because we would come with more UBI events. As I said, we host a lot of events in Hindi Utsav, be it anthologies, be it open mics. There's something for music lovers. There's something for artists. So everybody, every language, everyone is appreciated here, even if you're a first timer or a seasoned one, as I said at the start of the show. Again, thanking Sapna Shivani Kekre for this amazing opportunity to bring us all together. Deepti Kolte, Shweta Bhide, Asha Gaur, Suyog Ketkar, and Rita Bhattacharya ji on one forum, sharing one frame. And I would take a pause, as I said, bringing amazing artists once again for you and hearing them all. If you like us, please do comment on the sections which are there on the YouTube live, and also reach out to us respectively. Would be happy to hear from you for any feedback if you have our poetry. Thank you so much for the day.